Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. What up? Round of applause from the live studio audience for the first comment of the afternoon, of the evening, of the lounge hour, Mr. Paul. What up, Paul? Round of applause for Paul. Good to see you in here, guys. If you are new to the stream and you want to chat and be part of the conversation, hang out with the guys, hang out in the lounge. Your table's ready. Your table's ready. Have a seat. I'll get you a drink, and we're gonna sit around and talk about Bitcoin for 30 minutes to an hour. Have a good time. Buy some Bitcoin, you know, daydream a little bit. What are you gonna do when Bitcoin hits 100,000? What are you gonna do when Bitcoin hits 500,000? What are you gonna do when Bitcoin hits $1 million? Are you gonna sell? Or are you gonna continue to stack like a maniac? People have questions. I don't have all the answers, but let's have some fun. Round of applause for my live studio audience for McLovin. Friday, McLovin, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go to the store, pick up some adult beverages, show them your ID? Carlos Aramillo in the house. What up, Carlos? Hope all is well. Carlos, do you have any holidays in Ecuador that happened this month? What are the holidays in Ecuador in October? I'm curious. McLovin, a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I saw a guy walking down the street with your face on his shirt, had the McLovin ID. And I thought to myself, McLovin. But you know what's funny? I've never actually seen who McLovin really is. I just imagine this person, McLovin, in our chat. He's super based. He's a Bitcoiner through and through. Don't get me wrong, but I've never seen his face. And like whenever I see the McLovin logo somewhere, or the McLovin actor, or like the character on the shirt, I think of this McLovin. I think of our McLovin, the Stack Sats Show McLovin. So anyway, I was gonna say I saw you the other day, but I guess I didn't see you the other day. Well, let me turn on this music and get into some other chill music here. Let's do this one. Andrew Williams in the house. What up, Andrew? Pull up a chair in the comfy lounge. Get yourself a drink. I was gonna get a drink, but I forgot to right before the show started. So I might just leave you guys here watching the chair for like 2 minutes while I go get a drink. Should I go get a drink? First chat. First poll of the evening. I know, guys, it's Friday. We're gonna mess around a little bit. We're gonna do the regular stuff. But we're gonna mess around a little bit more today, okay? Because it's Friday. It's the end of the week. Tomorrow's Saturday. I want to know what you're gonna do for fun tomorrow or this weekend. Anything special this weekend? Okay. Can I go get a drink? Can I go get a drink? I'm asking the chat. Can I go get a drink? You guys decide if I can get up and go get a drink. All right, or I'm just sit here and talk about it. All right, do the poll, and then let's do the stat strength right now, and then after the stat strength, we'll see if I can go get myself a drink. Okay, here we go. Let's get into the stat strength. Okay, today the price of Bitcoin is $68,476.33. Let's go. And it's gonna keep going up forever. I don't know. That's what I think, but I'm not a fortune teller, guys. I'm just a guy on the internet that loves to stack satoshis. Okay, so make your own decisions, do your own research, and buy whatever you feel comfortable with buying, or don't buy. It's up to you. Okay. Today you can buy 1,461 satoshis for a single dollar. What the heck is a satoshi? A satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar has 100 cents, a Bitcoin has 100 million satoshis. And if you can acquire 100 million satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin. You'll be a whole coiner, which is going to be more and more scarce down the road. Round of applause from my live studio audience for Leonard. What up, Leonard? Hope all is well. Also, Hard Hodl in the house, drinking a PBR and playing pinball. Oh, that sounds awesome. Hard Hodl, do you have those old school like mechanical pinballs, dude? Like with the satisfying click, 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 click. Ah, that's awesome. Like the clunk of the clicker. Dude, that takes me back. Takes me back to the pool hall in my little town where I grew up. And anyway, let's keep going with this section, and then we'll talk about that in a second. All right. Let's say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny could buy you 14 Satoshis for a single penny. What a deal. I know. You might look at the price of Bitcoin and say, dang, it's so expensive now. I'll never be able to afford it. Well, it's cheap. Think of it in terms of Satoshis. Think of it in terms of pennies. Okay? All right. Carlos says, we celebrate the independence, PF. Okay. The city of Guayaquil. Cool. Oh, that's cool. The biggest port in the country. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Is it just like a festival, or there's certain things you do? It's like una feria? Is that how it goes? Is that how you celebrate it? That's cool. Or is it just like the day you don't go to work? Like, is there an actual event to go to? You know, or does everybody just celebrate it on their own? Kind of like like we celebrate Labor Day. I have a tequila tonic. How about you? Let's go, Aaron. Dang, starting off Friday right. Okay, let me go grab a drink, guys. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna end this poll, and since I got your permission, I'm gonna run over there and get a drink real quick. I'm gonna turn on the music so that you don't get bored. It'll be like 2 seconds, guys, if I don't slip and fall with these socks on. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna run, because when I run on the carpet and then I hit the tile of the kitchen, I usually, I'll hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Okay, so I'm gonna walk for safety. So bear with me. I'll be right back. Meanwhile, you can ask Boltar some questions about the future. ! Boltar space. Ask your question. He is the Bitcoin bullish fortune teller. Boltar. Boltar. Right? Boltar. All right. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I have a confession to make, boys. I spent a bunch of money. Okay? Yesterday, me and the boys went to the barbershop. Not the barbershop, just like a haircut place. And we all got haircuts. Right? Usually I stack the sats that it would cost me to cut my kids' hair. And I just cut it myself. I cut their hair. I have a machine. I just cut their hair myself, and I would give myself a Yelp rating as far as barbershops go. I would give myself like a 6. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I used to do fades on my friends. I used to be pretty good. Now I probably would give myself a 6. As far as like a fade goes, I give myself like a solid like 8 or 9, 10 being professional. Okay. And I've even thought about like getting the barber certification so I could be like the Bitcoin barber, but the Bitcoin barber is already being used up. Somebody has that URL. So anyway, I've been practicing with my kids, and whenever I cut their hair, I would stack that amount of money in the bank, in Bitcoin. But yesterday we splurged. We went to the actual haircut place and we got actual haircuts from a professional. Let's go, Paul. I think most people get haircuts every like 4 to 6 weeks. I get a haircut like every quarter, maybe even every half of the year. I don't know. But they're like, how short do you want to go? I'm like, as short as you can. I'm trying to make this thing last. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it felt good. The kids enjoyed the experience, and they got way better haircuts than I usually give them, right? Plus, my older one is like going to middle school now, so I can't butcher his hair. You know, I gotta go with a professional haircut because it's the time of the time or the time of his life where those kind of things start to matter, I guess, right? Anyway, I got myself a frosty drink. Look at this thing. Jeez, let's go. Where's the? Is it off to the side? It is. Boom. Boom. Hashtag not sponsored. We're gonna do a thing that I do during my fishing show. It's called Pop Top. Okay, boys. And in that section, I hold the can up here next to the camera, and I pop this top. Okay, Leonard is familiar with this. So is is Carl even in here? Oh, Carl's in here. Carl's familiar with this because he watched my fishing show. But anyway, here we go. Pop top on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the best pop top you've ever heard in your life. 1 being the worst. Rate this pop top. Sorry. Here we go. Oh, I forgot there's no fizz in this one because it's like a. I forgot there's no fizz in this one because it's a pina colada. Well, cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Friday episode of the Bitcoin Lounge. Oh, man. Woo. This thing is strong. What is this? Are we even allowed to do this on YouTube? Oh, wow. Look at this. Let's go. Maybe I'll go crazy and stack a bunch of Bitcoin. All right. The drinks are flowing. Put your score in the chat of the pop top. That was a weak one. But put your score in the chat anyway. Welcome if you're new to the show and you haven't had an opportunity to subscribe and say hello. Say hello in the chat, guys. All you gotta do is subscribe for a minute. Once you're subscribed, you can jump into the conversation, be part of the gang, and pull up a chair to the Bitcoin Lounge, and let's continue with the show. All right. The next segment of the show that we usually like to do at this hour is Why We Stack. Why We Stack. 10 because it's alcohol. Let's go. Nice. Thanks, Leonard. All right. It's fruit juice. What are you talking about? Coconut juice. All right. So, why do we stack? Because dang it, if you don't, you're going to end up being broke, working forever as hard as you can, 2 jobs and an Uber on the side, still struggling to maintain your current lifestyle and actually still having to downsize and opt for a lesser life than you're used to, because eventually and inevitably the money printer is already beat you. Okay, you're never gonna catch up. Even if you worked 5 jobs, if you worked 5 full-time jobs, as long as you're getting paid in cash, as long as you're getting paid in dollars, that my club is awesome. As long as you're getting paid in dollars, it doesn't matter how many jobs you have, that value is getting leached away from you. So after you pay your taxes and you think you're done paying the government their money, the money they're stealing from you, by the way, they continue to steal it from you because you're holding the money that they could just print. Okay? So, why do we stack? We stack because when we save in Bitcoin, our purchasing power increases against the dollar or against your local currency. And when that happens, things get cheaper for you. Okay? Let's check that. Let's check that. We'll check the pricing index once we get into the stack recap. But that's all we stack, guys. And I'm gonna kind of share the story of I mentioned this person a couple episodes ago. You guys remember when somebody sent me a copy of a meme that was saying like that Tesla was going to sell a bunch of Bitcoin, or that Tesla moved a bunch of Bitcoin to a different wallet, and they put like, oh, no big deal. And my response, it was like, I forget how many millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin they were moving. But my response to that was like, yeah, it actually isn't a big deal. You know, the volume of the volume that they're moving is not even 1% of the volume that Bitcoin moves in a day. 255 million worth of Bitcoin was moved to a different wallet by Tesla or something like that, right? And so I think I'm making a little bit of progress with this person. I don't know. Okay. Because they're starting to ask questions now. Okay. So I know the questions are still like questions that you ask when you don't know, and you have like, you've been exposed to a lot of FUD and a lot of like the ESG stuff. Like it's bad for the environment. It's going to get rug pulled. Right. So a lot of the stories that come up because of poop coins, honestly, right? Like people get rugged with poop coins, people get rugged with exchanges, right? And a lot of those things, when that stuff comes up in the news, the news doesn't know any different. They just figure crypto is crypto, and they put during a story of like FTX going out of business or whatever, or like getting in trouble. They put the Bitcoin logo on the screen and make it fly around. And when Ethereum is doing bad, or when something is getting rugged, or somebody got rugged, they say, oh, all cryptos, and they group together Bitcoin with all these other things that are not Bitcoin, right? And so Bitcoin gets the bad rap of all of the negativity that these things cause, right? And what that does, unfortunately, it turns people off to even thinking about Bitcoin, to even like looking at Bitcoin, because they figure, no, it's a scam, it's a Ponzi, it's a rug, it's whatever, right? So this person is now asking the questions, right? Which is kind of good. I know some people might say, well, yeah, whatever, he's just asking questions, but no, it's a good thing to have somebody asking you questions, because that means it's in their mind. It means they're thinking about it, right? And I'm super happy that this person is asking about it, because I've been trying to get them to just open up their mind a little bit about it, because they were like hard no, like straight up like that, right? Like just like that, sock to the hand. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. You know what I'm about. I'm doing this show. I'm doing the best I can to prove to you, or to anybody that wants to have the time to look at it, that it's working, and it's been working for us for about a year and a half live during the stream, right? So hit me with a question, asking like, you're not. The question was like, you're not. The question was asking me if I was concerned about a rug pull, right? And it just goes to show you the level of where we are with Bitcoin understanding, right? In this chat, you guys know a ton. So it's easy to take that knowledge base for granted and just be like, oh, come on, if you're not doing it, you're dumb. But no, people aren't dumb. People are just like not informed, and they haven't had a reason to be informed, right? They don't feel the pain, right? Especially here in the US, a lot of people can get by and they don't feel the pain of like true inflation, like hyperinflation, right? But again, they're starting to feel it to where now maybe they're kind of open to exploring possibilities, right? Anyway, so like my response was something to the effect of like, what did I say? I was like, well, no, sir. I was like, no, sir. The dollar is a continuous rug pull, right? I said, spend in dollars, save in Bitcoin. Your Bitcoin reserves increase your purchasing power against the dollar, and it's like travel. Also, my analogy there is like traveling to a country that has like a different currency that's weaker than the dollar, right? And so, for example, when we vacation in Mexico, your dollar goes a lot further there, right? Or it used to anyway, right? Because even then, it's not even that bad, not good anymore. But it used to be once upon a time that you could go to Mexico and have a really nice vacation, and go all out, get food and nice accommodations, and your dollar goes so much further, right? So my analogy to that person was like, look, when you save in Bitcoin, it's like traveling to Mexico and spending dollars, but you're traveling to America. You're traveling to the USA and spending higher valued currency because you're in the on the Bitcoin standard, while everybody else is on the dollar standard. Just like when you go to Mexico, everybody's on the peso standard, and you're showing up with the dollar standard. You're like spending power is like amazing. Okay, so anyway, it's crazy, right? That's so. I just wanted to report that and like get that concept out there because it's things that like. It's things that I've talked about in the past, and now I'm starting to see myself take that stuff for granted. But those questions are valid for somebody that has never really pondered Bitcoin more than a couple minutes, right? But I'm happy to see them asking those questions because it means that now they're thinking about it. And I'm just gonna be patient with this person. You know, it's been a long time, and to go from hard no to asking questions, to me, in my opinion, that's a huge deal. So, round of applause from the live studio audience and a gong to the homie for even thinking about Bitcoin and exploring it as a possibility. Even I don't even want to say that, not even exploring it as a possibility, but just being open to new information and taking that information and chewing on it and processing it and saying, you know what, that's BS, or you know what, I thought that was BS, but after giving it a second look, I think you might be onto something, right? And that's all it takes, okay? Because you and I both know that, and I was talking to a different friend about this specific thing yesterday. You and I both know that Bitcoin incentivizes you. Incentivizes you to buy, to save, right? And once you realize what your savings are doing when they're in Bitcoin, it kind of feeds upon your own greed and your own self-interest, right? Your self-interest is what makes Bitcoin work, right? And so it's okay to be selfish. You want to stack the sats, right? Just like everybody else wants to stack the sats. And the fact that you want to stack the sats and save in Bitcoin doesn't make you a bad person. It actually helps everybody else get more wealthy, right? Because it becomes more scarce. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, let me see what these chats says. McLevin, Roman, should I get a Bitcoin logo tattoo on my forehead? No, that is a security risk, McLevin. That is a security risk. And when I'm ready to sunset this channel, this show, we're gonna end the show with a live stream, either on a boat or a kayak, where stuff might happen. Okay, I might be enjoying a beverage. I might accidentally fall in the water, and then have to start all over from square one. Okay, you know, that's what happens. It happens. Aaron says, speaking about real rum, I finished a bottle of Flor de Caña 2 days ago. Wow. What's the? I'm not a big drinker. I very rarely drink, guys. This is like super rare for me to have a drink. Tesla upgraded to. Oh, that's right. Is that right, Aaron? Is that what they actually did? That's sick. If they upgraded to a cold card, yeah. Because just because they moved it doesn't necessarily mean that. And I started that conversation. With that. I was like, hey, just because they moved it doesn't mean that they're actually selling it. They could be just like consolidating UTXOs, right? Tesla upgrade to cold card. That's right. That's so funny. Last week, someone texted me. Okay. No, that's good. If someone texts, because the price is going up, so people that know you're into Bitcoin are starting to message you and ask questions. That's good. That's a really good sign, actually. That's a really good sign. Last week's Harhaldo says, I'd get it on your cheek if I were. Oh, jeez. You guys are crazy. Not a good idea to be public about. Yeah, exactly. Today I realized if a global power outage occurs, Bitcoin can break. It could a global. It would have to be a long term. I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Aaron's message. He said, "Today I realized if a global power outage occurred, Bitcoin can break." Okay, let's analyze that real quick. Okay, it would have to be an outage that lasts longer than a backup battery supply, right? Like I'm in technology. I'm in technology. So there's like different methods that you can back stuff up. You can back it up with a surge protector, just to like so it doesn't burn out the circuitry. You can back it up with a surge protector that has a battery backup supply, so it switches over to battery and keeps the device on. And as long as you have internet connectivity, that service will continue to work. You could go a little bit more extreme, which is what they do at data centers, and they have diesel generators outside the building that are these like big, huge things that'll kick on and keep the power going to these huge buildings. So the power outage would have to be so long, and it would have to outlast the fuel that these places could do to augment the power while the power was out, right? And then it would have to happen worldwide. That's what's like, for something to happen worldwide like that, where the power is out in 100% of the earth, right? That's what it would take to stop Bitcoin. But as soon as the power came back up, all the blocks would still be there. Like you wouldn't reset Bitcoin. It would just be like a freeze, and nobody would be able to send transactions or receive transactions, right? While the blocks aren't running. But if there's one node that's still connected to the internet and has power because somebody's riding their bicycle in their garage to keep that network going, you know, it'll be the possible. If we get to that level, something else happened. Something else happened, right? Gold, silver, anything is not going to matter. Oh my gosh. And when the power comes back, Bitcoin's back in business, right? Even if all the power goes out in the whole world and you lose 90% of the hash rate for whatever reason, when the power comes back, you only have 10% of the hash rate. Yeah, it's more susceptible to attack, but it's going to continue to work. After a few weeks, the algorithms will adjust, and the difficulty will go down, and then we'll be back at or close to 10-minute blocks, and so we're good to go. So I'm not even afraid. I'm not even concerned about it. But great question on a Friday during the Bitcoin Lounge Hour. This is exactly what we would talk about if we were all sitting around a table, hanging out in person, maybe smoking cigars. I don't smoke cigars, but whatever. I like everything about a cigar lounge except the cigars. I like the atmosphere of a cigar lounge minus the cigars. So maybe anyway, you know what I mean. All right, well, let me see where I'm at here. Make sure I didn't miss any comments here. Where do I get for real laser eyes? Let's go. That's so good. Let's see. Carlos says, you have 10-hour power circuits. Yeah. Oh, sorry. You have 10-hour power cuts right now in Ecuador because of droughts in our hydro plant. Oh, interesting, Carlos. Most people are buying their own power generators. That's crazy. Make sure that whenever you see somebody running a generator, they know not to run it in their house. Always. Generators are always supposed to be outside, guys. You can what is that? What is the gas that the engine emits? What is it called? CO2. CO2, believe it or not, and I know this because I did the level 2 freediving course. They talk about CO2 and how it sticks to your blood. So CO2, yeah, carbon monoxide goes into your bloodstream, and it takes the slot where the oxygen is supposed to go, and it doesn't alert you. It doesn't feel like an alert because it just fits into that same slot. And CO2, you'll basically if you're asleep and the generator's in the house, you won't wake up, right? And you won't feel it. You'll just pass out. Sucks. So if you're already asleep and the generator's going on inside, you're not gonna wake up. So please, PSA real quick. If you're using a power generator, if you're watching because you recently had an experience with the hurricanes, or if you're in a different country where they cut the power and you're getting a generator, make sure it's outside, and make sure you tell your friends to keep it outside, okay? Because it's like that, okay? Scary. Anyway, let's keep the conversation going, guys. I love this kind of stuff. Aaron says, I just replied to him. You start to ask the right questions. You don't realize it's just a hypothetical question. Yeah. Yep. That's funny. Carlo, okay, I'll tell you. Okay, cool. All right, cool. We have what stage are we in of the show? We are in stack recap. Okay. I guess the topic of the show for today, we kind of covered it. It's just kind of us hanging out, lounging, the Bitcoin lounge. Your table is ready. Episode 314. All right. If you're new to the stream, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Once you subscribe and you've been subscribed for about a minute, you too can be part of the chat. We do that so we don't get bots in here and we keep Leonard, and we don't want to keep Leonard busy. We want Leonard's mod duties to be as chill as possible. So we have a good crowd of people in here. No poop coiners, no traders, no yield products, no shills, no wizards. No wizards trying to sell you ordinals. All right, let's get into the next topic of the show the next section of the show that we like to call the stack recap, because we don't only talk about stacking sats here Monday through Friday. We actually do it. And let's check out our stack. It should be a beefy one today because we're at 68,000. And there it is for the whole lifespan of the show. Let's go for the year. This year in 2024, if you would have started stacking with us on January 1st, when Bitcoin was $43,870, you too would have been up 19.7% on your stacking. We're doing $20 a day here on the show. In 2024, if the price of Bitcoin drops below our average buy price in 2024 of $60,248, we buy a double stack, which is $40. But since today the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price by a lot, we're just going to buy $20. Even though a year from now, we're going to look back and we're going to say, dang it, I should have stacked more than $20 a day. Yeah, that's what it is, Michael Saylor once said, the only regret he had about Bitcoin, and this is important, the only regret Michael Saylor's had about Bitcoin is not stacking harder when he first started stacking. It's the truth right there, right? Last year, what was it? Today's the 18th, 10/18. 10/18/2023, the price of Bitcoin was $28,354. We bought $10 worth of Bitcoin and it cost us 10 cents in fees. And that little stack from that day, 1 year ago today, to the day, has more than doubled. Right? So, again, this whole spreadsheet is available to you if you want to go in there and analyze it and scrutinize it and run some calculations on it. You can get it by typing in !stack sheet. I have a link here. That's going to let you go through and check it out. Check out our stack for the show. Let's explain what these other things are really quick. This is the cumulative sats that we've bought during the show. Each purchase has been documented with an episode of this channel, which is crazy. Okay. We started on May 22nd, 2023, and we've been stacking sats since then. First, we started doing $5 days, and then we started doing 10, and now we're doing $20 days. Okay? Each one of these lines represents an episode of this show. And as you can see, a lot of them are in. Wow, that's a lot of green. Holy smokes. That's a lot of green. That's a few reds here, but mostly green. There it is. Okay? So there it is. That's a proof of stack, guys. That's proof of DCA. And I wanted to do this show, and I wanted to just grind through this and continue to stack episodes, because I know that someday somebody is going to see this show and go through it and be like, that's crazy. I wish I could have done that back in 2023 or back in 2024. I wish I would have done that. Okay? Let me tell you something. The way Bitcoin works is the same if you started a year from now, if you started 10 years from now, if you start a year from now. Yes, you won't be able to have as much Bitcoin in your possession because it's going to be more expensive, but the way it works is the same. Whatever value you put into Bitcoin will start to appreciate and grow in purchasing power over time the longer you hold it. Okay? Real quick, let's do the pitch for why we stack, which is saving in Bitcoin is like going back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours. Okay, go dissect that statement. Come back with any questions if you're new here, and we'll address the questions as they come. Okay? Aaron says BTC was above 68K for like 30 days this year. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I see it ramping up. It's getting ready to pump up again probably soon. And either way, the most important part of this whole show and of stacking in Bitcoin is we're in it for the long haul. We're not trying to buy low and sell high. We're buying low, buying high, and buying in the middle, baby. We're buying because we understand that we're buying something that's super scarce. Okay? Once the rest of the world catches on and they realize, hey, I should be buying Bitcoin. And they realize, oh yeah, I should be buying Bitcoin, right? Once all these people that have their money locked in 401ks and retirement funds that are basically captured money, right? Some of them are starting to realize that they can move some of that into Bitcoin in a roundabout way by buying ETFs, right? We're not going to buy ETFs. Okay, don't get it wrong. We're not going to buy ETFs, but the fact that other people have money in savings accounts and 401ks and IRAs, and they can move that value into a Bitcoin ETF, that unlocks a bunch of money that was not previously available to invest in Bitcoin. Okay, so what will happen is, as that shift happens into Bitcoin, those companies that run the ETFs should be backing their ETF with real Bitcoin, which means more demand on the actual Bitcoin supply, which means that our Bitcoin will be more valuable in the future just based on that pressure, right? Because what happens, supply and demand, right? The demand is going higher and higher. And as these people realize that their Bitcoin ETF holdings are going up in value more than any other holding, what's going to be the solution? They're going to get incentivized. Their own greed, their own self-interest is going to push them to put more and more of their portfolio in Bitcoin because it's performing better than anything else they're holding, right? And so as that happens, we're already in there, dude. We front ran all these people, as they say on Simply Bitcoin, right? We front ran all of these institutions and all the people that had locked money that couldn't go into Bitcoin before. Well, we don't invest in ETFs, but the ETFs did unlock a bunch of liquidity that can flow into Bitcoin. So we buy Bitcoin, we take custody, and we wait. That's it. That's all we do. All right, let's go back to this browser. Okay, today, sorry, I went into the zone right there. Sorry, guys. Today, we're holding about 21.799 million Satoshis that we've stacked here on the show live. We're holding also 0.758478 Bitcoin that we've accumulated by. Where is it? Is that it? Yes, that we've accumulated by doing the 100 days of Bitcoin savings challenge. And, oh, sorry, I got to turn up the music again. And we're also holding the Bitcoin that we've accumulated from selling stuff in my garage, right? I call it the Operation Flipping Sats, or Operation or the Liberation of Satoshis. Okay? Because I know McLovin was joking and saying, how do I actually get laser eyes? But laser eyes means you're focused on saving in Bitcoin. You're focused on finding ways to increase your Bitcoin holdings, because you start to understand, like Sailor says, that the whole world is energy, right? It's states of energy. Okay, so when you have a device like I had, my KitchenAid that I bought when I first got married, it's been sitting in my kitchen, taking up space for like over 10 years, right? Not doing anything. It's just trapped energy in the form of a KitchenAid mixer. Okay, well, I finally decided, you know what? I understand that everything is energy, or different states of energy. So I took that KitchenAid, I sold it for economic energy in terms of dollars. I sold it for $250. I took those $250 and immediately, as soon as I sold it, I bought $250 worth of Bitcoin, and I was able to convert that KitchenAid into 421,857 Satoshis. Okay, now those Satoshis are serving me a lot better than the KitchenAid sitting in my kitchen. Okay, the KitchenAid sitting in my kitchen would have still been taking up space, would have still been worth $250 or maybe even less the older it gets. Well, instead, I converted that stranded Satoshi energy. I converted those stranded Satoshis into actual Satoshis, where they take up zero space and they take up no maintenance, right? And they're currently working for me now. Okay, now it's gone up about, I don't know, what is that, $38 on that mixer, right? And it's just a small example. I like to highlight these things because you need a bunch of little examples like this for you to start to open your mind and understand, holy smokes, maybe I should laser eye this, right? Let me see what Aaron says. After ETF approved bubble, Bitcoin faded for the public opinion. Yep. Just because price zigzag, exactly. But damn, fiat bromide don't even realize that almost a year above 60K means, yeah, exactly. It's just, oh my gosh. I cannot wait to hear from people when they see Bitcoin in the news, because it broke 100,000, dude. And I'm still not selling, boys. I'm still not selling. All right, let's continue on. We're doing a full episode today, guys. We're doing a whole hour, so I apologize if you have to go to bed. Andrew, thanks for tuning in. I love having you on. It's Friday, dude. Stay up late. Let's party. Okay, so let's go to the sats per good and see if we have a 60% off yet. Here we go. Drum roll. Oh, so close. So close. I need a wah. Okay. October 3rd, 2023. My burrito, beans, cheese, sour cream, and carne asada cost me $13.70. 49,603 Satoshis at the current price of Bitcoin October 3rd price of Bitcoin. Today, that same burrito, even though it cost $13.70 in terms of dollars, it's costing me only 20,012 Satoshis. If we get into the 19,000 Satoshi range, we would hit 60% off on the burritos. Come on. Maybe next week. Hopefully next week I can. You know what the thumbnail is going to be, right? It's going to be 60% off everything since October. Okay, I'm only talking about October. So since October, with the current price of Bitcoin, your life got easier. Okay, this is the point. This is the whole point of this chart, guys. I'm not trying to show off or anything. The whole point of this chart, the whole point of this chart is to show a different perspective on the same concept, which is, if you're saving in Bitcoin, the prices of things become cheaper. So your life gets easier. and you can maintain your current lifestyle with doing less and less work. Or if you want to do the same amount of work, you can increase your savings, right? Whereas if you're saving in dollars, you're losing value against Bitcoin. And so you're going to continue to have to work harder and harder for the same things. And here, I can work 60% less hard, or I'm paying 60% less on that burrito, right? And that's a big deal. Yeah. Can you imagine taking 60% off your life? Not your life, but your life expenses. And for here, we like to have fun. It's just like things that are like silly, like burritos and milk and bread and tacos, just like the basic stuff. But like, it's there to kind of to make you laugh, but also to prove the point that on such a small item, it's just a $13.70 item, just a burrito, right? It's just a gallon of milk. You know, I buy a gallon of milk all the time. It's $6.99. Okay. That $6.99 used to cost me 25,000 Satoshis to buy 1 gallon of milk. Now I can buy 2 gallons of milk for the same amount of Satoshis that I was having to pay before, right? So the price of milk for me, since I'm on the Bitcoin standard, has dropped 60%, right? Whereas someone that's on the dollar standard, the price of milk for them, even though they don't understand why, has gone up like 60 or 40%. I think it's 40%, right? Because it didn't get a raise, right? But the prices, I guess the prices didn't go up. So not real inflation here, but still. The point is, you still have the opportunity cost, right? Of you holding the money in cash as opposed to holding it in Bitcoin. All right. So let's get back on track because I'm all over the place here, guys. Oops. Wait. What? Ah. Okay. Hold on. There it is. There I am. Okay. Let's drinking and Bitcoining does not mix, guys. All right, lightweight status. Let's do the actual purchase. Okay. We go back to 2024, and in 2024, the price of Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price for 2024. So today we're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin, and now that we know how much Bitcoin we're gonna buy, there's only one thing left to do. Oh, sorry, eardrums. It's time to stack some sats. Choo! Volatility is life. All right, extra round of applause for Hard Hodl. And it's dead. Oh man, the chat guys, the chat is getting so much fun. I love it. All right, let's go into this app here. Strike. I'm on the Strike app. We're going in, hitting that buy button. Boom. And recklessly smashing a $20 buy. $20. Gonna cut the music and start the drum roll. Hit next. Hit confirm. And buying $20 worth of Bitcoin on the Stack Sats show. There it is. Just like that. On a Friday, we've accumulated an additional 28,898 Satoshis. And when we stack, we continue to chill. Let's update the spreadsheet with the buy. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, comments, put it in the chat. The chat's been going great today. I appreciate that, guys. It makes the show more fun. It makes it feel more like community, right? Don't feel like you got to talk about what I'm talking about specifically. If you guys have conversations to have on the side, have your conversations. I just try to keep it Bitcoin, be nice to each other, be excellent to each other. All right, 2024. Here we go. 10, 18, 24. A date in history. We bought Bitcoin today at the price we deserve. because we always buy Bitcoin at the price we deserve, and today we deserve the price, $68,551.46. That is the Bitcoin price we deserve today, October 18th, 2024, about $20 worth. And that converts to 0.000288898 Bitcoin. It's there. And these converted to dollars. And there it is. One more buy. Let's add it to the spreadsheet for the long term of the show. The StackSat show bag. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. What an awesome. Todd, we need to check the Wen Moon. Okay, we're gonna check the Wen Moon next after we finish this real quick. All right. So the new total. Oops, I keep hitting the mic. I'm talking with my hands. The new total for the whole lifespan of the show since we started, May 22nd, 2023, Bitcoin Pizza Day, is 0.30506494 Bitcoin, just like that. Wow. I don't know. And we're up 51.9% in just about a year and a half. I can't wait. Like, it's hard to explain, guys. This is so... The journey, guys. The journey is what it's about. The journey, it's the fun, right? It's all those moments where you're watching a Bitcoin video or reading a Bitcoin book or listening to a Bitcoin podcast, and you've heard this information before, but somebody says it in a different way that, like, all of a sudden it clicks. And I want to be that for somebody, right? Maybe the way I say it clicks for you. And that's great, right? And maybe the way someone else says it, maybe the way Opti says it, or the way Nico says it on Simply Bitcoin clicks for you, even made it click for you. That's perfect. That's great. I don't care who makes it click for you, as long as somebody makes it click for you, right? And it's wild. Todd says we're rich. Let me bring up the Wen Moon, guys. I have it here on my list of there it is. Boom. All right. Let's refresh it. I'll bring it up on the screen. There it goes. Wen Moon. This site is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys have a link and you go play with it. Have a little fun. It's Friday, you know. It's Friday. You're having a drink. We're talking in the Bitcoin lounge. Let's play the What If I Won the Lotto game. Except for this is a guaranteed lotto and you don't have to wait as long. I purchased my actual car in the worst moment possible at the bottom for 0.3 and following that afforded in twice in stack 0.3 on the same day. Oh my gosh, that's cool. I'll moon you right now. All right, Hard Huddle wins the best comment of the show today. The best comment of the evening goes to Mr. Hard Huddle for I'll moon you right now. Let's go. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. All right. Sorry. That's so funny, dude. Okay. Our Bitcoin stack for the show is 0.3. Okay. So if the annual Bitcoin appreciation rate, according to Michael Saylor, is 55%. And we're going to leave the annual USD supply increase, so the inflation, at 12%, 12.2%. That's a good one, right? Super good. And so with those numbers, 0.3 Bitcoin, and we want to have a retirement where we can spend $100,000 a day for the rest of our days, and not have to worry about working. Your freedom date. Okay, your moon date. Okay, that would happen if you're holding currently 0.3 Bitcoin. Your moon date is gonna happen. What is it? Where I just saw the date. Where'd it go? Okay, there. Oh, there it is. On January 20th, 2033. So in 9 years. Okay, if you're already past a Bitcoin, if you're already past 0.3 Bitcoin. Okay, let's get to that. Let's say you're at half a Bitcoin right now. Okay, at half a Bitcoin, your retirement day comes. Oh my gosh, I keep messing this up. Was it June 23rd, 2031? It's not bad. It's not bad. Getting closer, right? Like it's still a ways out, right? But it's less than 10 years. And that's if you already have half a Bitcoin and you stop dollar cost averaging right now. Like you stop saving in Bitcoin. Okay? You're going to keep saving in Bitcoin, and the more you save in Bitcoin, the sooner your moon date comes, the sooner your freedom date comes. Right? That's what's key. Okay? Let's say you are already at 0.75 Bitcoin. You're at 3/4 of a Bitcoin. You're like you've been putting in the work. And if you have been, congratulations, and I'm freaking proud of you. It's freaking awesome. Okay? You've been putting in the work, stacking like a maniac. You're at 0.75 Bitcoin. Shoot. You're going to retire in 2030. 6 years? Actually, less than 6 years. Right? 6.5 years. You can retire? Right? Or, sorry, you can have freedom. You can continue to work and stack harder if you want for the future generations. Right? But you don't have to. You can do whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you just want to lounge at the Bitcoin lounge all day and talk about Bitcoin, right? Maybe you want to go and start a like nonprofit that's going to help people do something, right? Help veterans, help orphans, whatever, right? The whole world wins, right? The whole world wins when you have your time back, because most people that have their time back will do good things with that time. And if you don't, most of the time, I would say a big percentage of the people that have extra free time would do something that's like good for themselves, right? And if you're having a good time and if you're not hurting anybody, it's good for the whole economy, right? It's good for the whole, I guess, the overall positivity in the world, which is kind of cool. All right, let's say you are already a whole coiner. You've reached elite status. You have accomplished the goal set forth by by British Hodl, right? British Hodl's got some good stuff, guys. I know some people don't like his directness, right? It's kind of rude. Yeah, it's kind of rude, right? But look past his cussing, look past his rudeness, and the point he's making is good. That if you're not at 1 Bitcoin, you should be getting to 1 Bitcoin and do everything you can to get to it. Anyway, let's keep going. If you're at 1 Bitcoin and you're trying to make 100,000 a year on your freedom date, not working anymore, oh my gosh, you can retire May 1st, 2029, which is in 5 years. That's crazy. When you talk to people about retirement, it's like a 15 to 30 year thing in the future that you think about, right? It's not something you think about in the next 5 years. Come on. That's wild. Roman, can you lower the desired income a bit? Yeah, let's go minimalist. Let's say you want to go live in like Mexico, right? Where like maybe like $50,000 a year would be pretty good, right? $50,000 of value per year. That's a pretty good life in Mexico, okay? Because it's not as expensive to live there, okay? let's say you go that. If you're at $50,000, oh my gosh! In 3 years, in less than 3 years, in less than 3 years, you'll be retiring. But you better still tune in. You better still tune into the Stack Stats show, guys. Come on, come on. That's wild. That's wild. Okay. All right. There you go, McLevin. Let's and we bumped it up to what? So 1 Bitcoin, 50,000 a year. You go live in a country that's maybe like something you enjoy more, right? Because maybe you want to live in a more tropical place. Maybe you want to live somewhere that's more whatever, right? More friendly to your investment options, right? Or your taxes. So you go live in a place where it's not as expensive and you can live off your Bitcoin. You can retire there in 2027 if you already have a whole Bitcoin, right? And while you're waiting for 2027 to come around, you're going to continue to stack sats. That date it's going to get closer and closer towards you. Every time you stack sats, remember, you're buying yourself you're buying your time. You're buying your time you're reducing the amount of time you have to wait to your freedom date every time you stack sats, guys. That's wild. It's phenomenal. Okay. I'm going to put this back real quick to 100,000 to continue the example. Let's say you are a freaking boss and we're going to skip to 2 Bitcoin. You're a freaking boss and you sold your kidney. That's kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hold on. Let me, what's going on here? The playlist restarted. Let's go. Go on the long one. Oh, it's already 3 o'clock. All right. Let's say you're a boss and you did whatever you could to legally stack 2 Bitcoins. You have your 2 Bitcoins in. You want to retire making $100,000 a year for the rest of your days. And you can retire. Wow. You can retire in less than 3 years. Right? If you already have 2 Bitcoins. Yeah? What can you do? What can you do? Right? It's sobering, but I'm not sober. It's a sobering thought. So as you go into this weekend, I want you to have a great weekend. Have fun. Spend time with people you love. Spend time with people you want to be around. Okay? Don't hang around people that are toxic for you. If they make you feel like you're not having the best of time, go spend the most precious thing you have, which is more precious than Bitcoin, is your time. Spend your time with people of quality, people that you love, people that you want to be around, that make you feel good, that encourage you, and that bring you up. Okay? Spend time with those people. Okay? Because that's the one thing you can't buy more of. Okay? I'll see you guys on Friday? No, I'll see you guys on Monday. What's going on? Where's that? There it is. I'll see you guys on Monday. You boosted my positivity outlook for yeah, dude. I'm telling you, McLevin, keep stacking. Stack hard, guys. Stack hard. Hold on to your stats. And like Yellow says, don't stop believing, right? It's wild. Once you look at those numbers, you see those dates, and you're like, shit, I could do this for another 3 years. Easy. Shoot, I could do this for another 5 years. Easy, right? Instead of like the nebulous thought of like, oh, I'm investing in my 401k, and eventually in 30 years, when I'm so old that I don't have any energy to do anything fun with anymore, I will eventually get to stop working. But that's not how it works, guys. Saving Bitcoin for yourself, for the future, for your descendants. I'll see you guys next week. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later.